Hey, buddy.
Yeah, right? How were your holidays?
It was a good game.
Good.
Nice,
not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we tried to camp around Florida. You know, beaches, family, stopped in Spain along the way. And Charlotte. It was really fun.
I know.
So it was nice to catch some sunshine, although this is like
Yeah, yeah.
great weather.
The other company,
It's all
they're
about
good.
perspective, right? But for
Yeah, the other side.
morning, good.
Pardon me? So I thought it was over a long time.
You have to wait
I
a
agree.
whole
So
year.
listen, we had this conversation last week, I'm like, who doesn't have these in a while?
Yeah.
So, yes, I'm sorry.
They just wanted to make sure I stay. Sure later. Too safe. There we go. Hey, Jeremy.
what's everybody waiting for? And then I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm here before 8 o'clock.
You used to break this up and that's very often,
I know.
we're ready to go.
Even for me,
8 o'clock on
you
Monday,
are all
very early
important
for
to
all of
me.
us. Very early.
Brian, you're wearing glasses, huh?
No, I have this sty in my eye, it won't go away, like it goes away almost 90%, then it sticks around, and I'm just realizing now that every time I put contacts in, it just gets red again, so I'm fighting the bullet, wear these working glasses at work. The only time I wear these is like for the hour at night before I go to bed.
Alright, it's 8 o'clock, shall we go ahead and call to order the January meeting of the Fairport Municipal Commission? Could we have the roll call?
Commissioner Jordan,
Present.
Commissioner Duligash,
Present.
Commissioner Keith,
Present.
Commissioner Shalala,
Here.
Chairperson Stuckey.
Here. Alright, welcome to visitors. Would anyone like to introduce yourself or have anything to share with us?
Sure.
Okay.
My name is Luke
Can
Wells.
you come to the microphone?
My name is Luke Wells.
Mhm.
I live in the village of Fairport.
Yeah.
And I've been here for 20-some years.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, can you just talk into that, just cause it's recorded?
It is recorded.
Yeah.
And when can you see this on the website?
I believe it's being recorded, is it being recorded there with the mic from, no, it's not, okay. So, the mic on.
Is it recorded?
It's happening.
Why not? I'm just curious.
So I think, a decision was made by the, Fairport Board, that at least at the current, time, the meetings are not recorded and broadcast, due to financial constraints.
Well, then, I guess one of the things I wanted to discuss with you is first, thank you for your service. And, you should really record this because, I believe, well, let me ask this. What's the purpose of the or the commission?
The purpose of the commission? Yeah, Brian?
Yeah,
Citizens oversight.
it's, to provide oversight over the Fairport Municipal Commission.
This is the municipal commission.
These are commissioners.
Yeah.
Fairport Electric's official name is the Fairport Municipal
I
Commission.
understand, what's the purpose of the commission? Commission can't have oversight over itself. You mean
Over the operation,
of the electric company?
yeah, which is the Fairport Municipal Commission,
Okay,
yeah,
thank you.
yeah.
So, basically, I'm learning about this, so please bear with me. Fairport Electric is a municipal electric company, it's, it's shareholders, if you will, out of the public, the people who get the electricity.
The ratepayers, correct, yes.
The what?
The ratepayers, the people that pay, correct.
People that pay. It would be nice if the people that pay could see what happens in these meetings, which would be.
Yes, yeah, we have open meetings, public is absolutely welcome to attend, we do publish minutes. We are trying to look at whether we can reestablish the, recorded and broadcast meetings as well. But like I said, the decision was made by the Fairport Board, the village board, to not do that for this year. So I think that's continually a decision that the village board would be making and, would be rediscussed at the next budget
I
cycle.
understand,
Yep.
I'm just saying to you,
Mhm.
the commission,
Yep.
for your own personal integrity,
Mhm.
as well as the integrity of the commission, it would be nice if you broadcast them, put them back on the website.
Mhm.
It's 8 o'clock in the morning.
Mhm.
I would dare say that 99% of your ratepayers, the people you work for, are either working, too young, going to school, sick, can't come in. So I would encourage you to do that. It can't cost that much. You already got stuff there for, you already have the equipment there for the village board.
Okay, thank you.
So, my name is Luke Wells, and if you don't mind me asking during questions, I'd appreciate, during the meeting, I'd appreciate it.
Oh, there may be some time for that.
Say yes, that's okay? Huh? Pardon me?
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brian.
All right, anyone else? Thank you. Thank you, Luke. All right, moving forward. Under unfinished business, we have, the minutes from the last meeting. Did we have any comments, questions on those? Okay, if not, I would entertain a motion to approve those.
Yep, I wasn't here, so I'll be abstaining. So moved.
Second. All right, all in favor? Aye. Okay, 4 in favor, 1 abstaining. All right, moving on to new business. First up, we have a report on December 2025 cold weather impacts and future cost reductions.
So, as we all know, December was unusually cold. Just give you some kind of broad numbers. We're about 9.5% higher than our typical December in our hydro, about 11% higher in our supplemental. So, the power costs are trending higher. NIPA, who is the organization that provides the supplemental electricity, budgets, charges 6.9 cents a kilowatt hour. They were to break even for the month of December. They did make the decision to raise their rates to 7.2 cents per kilowatt hour. If we did not have NIPA, we'd be working off the open market. Markets trending typically in double digits, about 11 cents. So NIPA is saving us money, but it is still higher than usual. Where we used to be able to buy 4-cent power on the market, now it's averages, at times 6.5, 7 cents. Long term, as we look out the next year and the following year. So costs are trending higher. December was higher than what we expected. It was colder than usual. Luckily, it did kind of warm up the last week of December. Just that 1 week we were able to, if you look at the average, it came much closer than where we would have been if it stayed that cold through that last week. So just that 1 warm week definitely helped. But everyone should expect a higher bill for December. Future costs, NIPA is looking at, they're gonna go month to month. Like I said, just to break even, they charge 7.2. We're looking at January, towards the end of January to see, if January's normal, they'll go back to the 6.9, which is what their budget was. If it was colder, power costs are higher. Just because it's colder doesn't mean that they change it. Sometimes it's, depending on what the cost of the power is in the open market for everything above the hedge.
And just to remind everyone here, so our budget, basically covers all the expenses internally, but then those excess power costs would get passed directly on to customers.
Correct, those are pass-throughs with no markup into the purchase power adjustment clause in PPAC. So that's what you see that PPAC is higher. It's a very volatile number. It typically has been trending around that 2 cent per kilowatt hour. We would expect it higher, for December when it comes out.
Okay. Thank you. Questions, anyone? Alright, thank you. Alright, next up, could we have a report on the December 2025 wind events?
So 2025 was a very busy year for the line crew, a lot of overtime. We had a windstorm on December 29th, which was an all hands on deck with a gust of 51 miles an hour. If you remember, it's always about that 50 miles an hour is kind of that line in the sand. We can stay below 50. We can usually skate through with very little impacts. Anything above 50, we usually have some issues. Friday night, January 9th, we had a gust of 52. We worked till midnight to restore power and brought crews back in Saturday morning, worked the complete day just to get things cleaned up, and we'll continue to clean up at the beginning of this week. So December was not very cold, it was a very windy month. But smaller crew, as we all know, with the line crew, they are stepping up. It is good to see. It's tough to do all this work with a small gang, but they are stepping up and they're doing the work. And like I said, we were able to
by everybody, appreciate the effort going in and long hours and overtime.
Yes. Will affect the budget, because obviously, you know, the amount of overtime, I mean, Holly can see that firsthand, and, you know, weekly payrolls and things like that.
Is that mostly internal, or we have the tree crews?
We had one tree crew in Friday night for a couple trees, everything else was internal.
And I know we build in the budget, allowance, I guess, for the tree crews, right, so.
Overall, luckily for 2025, we did come in under budget on the tree crews.
Mhm.
You know, we always look at, you know, we bid out a certain amount of work, and then we leave a little extra in there for these storms and those extra, you know, events like that. So we just skated just under. So we're onto the new contract now here for January 2026.
Any questions? Great, thank you. All right, next up, could we have a review of the 2025 year-end EV charger and cost review?
Yes, and I apologize for my voice, a little scratchy this morning. So last year we did not the study, but the analysis on the EV chargers, because the funding had run out from NYPA for the New York Evolve, program there. So last January, as I'm sure everybody remembers, we started charging, we came up with a cost of 43 cents per kilowatt hour to cover the cost of all the expenses related to the chargers. So the big thing is obviously the cost of power, and then you have the cost of the software, which was EV Connect, the cost of that. There's also a fee that EV Connect charges on top of the kilowatt hour charge, so it's kind of like a service fee.
And then maintenance as well, right, so.
Yes,
Our
maintenance
replacing
and
them.
replacement of chargers. We have not had to replace any yet. A couple that we might think about starting to replace this year. They are getting a bit older, so we'll, continue to look at that and evaluate which ones need to be replaced. So those are the main expenses related to that. So, and just my 1 week back from maternity leave, so bear with me. I did look at the costs, and we had forecasted like a 75% decrease in usage on the chargers, thinking that people, you know, they can charge for cheaper at home, just paying through their kilowatt hour charge at home than paying on the public chargers. So we did increase the cost, and we forecasted like a 75% reduction in usage to kind of balance supply and demand. We did break even, and we did do a little bit better. It's an estimate, but it's about like a 60% reduction instead of 75. So at this point, we're gonna recommend that we can reduce the cost of charging, obviously balancing that with the rising cost of power that Matt mentioned. So we'll look at that over the next couple weeks. We're thinking somewhere in the 32 to 38 cents per kilowatt hour charge, and then we'll keep the parking fees the same. And then continue to look at the data and evaluate if we need to adjust. It's kind of a moving target based on how often we use them.
Any thoughts on, should we decrease the number of chargers? We had a lot that went in, you know, in the first wave, and I assume if, you know, we have even a 60% decrease in the usage, are we seeing use on all of them, or would it make sense to decrease the number?
A few months ago, I did look at how much each location is getting used. I don't have that right in front of me right now, but I'll continue to look at that to see if we need to reduce. But right now, we have 24 ports throughout the village, and I think at this time we'll keep it as is and continue to evaluate that.
And the software charge is an annual thing, if I remember right?
We can pay annually or monthly, but we have paid annually. And then, just one more update on the vendor. EV Connect, what you see on the stickers on the chargers, is the company. They were bought by another company called Synergy EV. So we will be switching out the stickers on the chargers. The way we look at the data is through that new company. It's pretty much the same, just change of name. So if anybody sees new stickers on the chargers, that's what that is. EV Connect should still work, that app. I don't have any set date of if and when that app will stop working, so you can use EV Connect or Synergy EV. But if EV Connect goes away, I will let everybody know. Then.
Okay, but presumably we get the new stickers on and then it'll direct people to the new app.
Right.
Okay.
How is it determined, whether to install like a level 3 charger or level 2 charger? Like there's a level 3 behind the Starbucks, in the village, is Fairport Electric involved in that decision making, or?
New York Power Authority actually owns and operates
That one?
that charger.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it was different grants and different funding sources, right? So that there was 1 or 2 programs that did all of the level 2s, and then something separate that did the level 3.
Okay.
Yeah, we provided the infrastructure with the to get the power to the level 3s, but that's, New York Power Authority. So we don't set the cost on those or anything.
For the level 3, will that become ours eventually as well, or yes? Okay. So, with all that entails.
Yeah, this is a big conversation we had when we entertained the Power Authority coming in and doing that work. Something Matt and I grappled with for a while, because after I believe it was 10 years, they basically abandoned those facilities. The concern I had was that there's nothing inexpensive about providing those chargers. I mean, the infrastructure placed to put that, the transformers that you can see out there are significant. $300,000 to $500,000, and that only gets more expensive by the time those have already been replaced already, and they've been in existence for what, 4 years, 5 years already. So when it comes to, when you talk about cost benefit analysis, and what Lauren was just describing, for what they get used and so forth, it'd be hard for the ratepayers to put $500,000 into something to make an upgrade for de minimis usage, based on what's being provided. So we'll have to evaluate that time. We knew that going into it. It was something we fought really lengthy for. Probably went on for 8 months longer in the contract negotiation, if I remember, Matt, because we would not give into it for a lot of reasons. But we ended up doing it. We were that model EV community, first one in the state, that type of thing. So we went ahead and forged, but we got some language in there just acknowledging that, this may or may not be something we operate in the future, depending on what's going on. But technology changes by the day in this industry, especially in the EV business. So in the next 5 to 10 years, where are EV cars at? What's the demand? How are people utilizing them? I think the prevalence of having charging at home and having that capacity and efficiency that's going to be associated with that over time may negate a lot of this, right? At least in some of these locations outside of major thoroughfares like a throughway where you're traveling long distance and you don't have the ability to do something like that. So we'll evaluate all that and see what's going on and the usage and the supply and demand that's required for something like that. But they are significant. That they don't last as long as you think they do. They should. We just want to make sure that if we're going to provide that asset, that it's something that benefits the majority of the ratepayers in the proper way.
What is the timing for when that one runs out?
6 years into this thing, Matt?
I think just going on 5.
Yeah.
So we've got a little while.
Yeah.
And presumably with that one, we'll have really pretty solid data on the usage.
We have 0 data, because they don't, Power Authority does not share with us.
Will we be able to get that?
We've asked for it so far,
Okay,
been unable to.
okay.
We don't know the numbers. I know the price did
It
just go up.
exists, but, okay.
If they did raise their prices.
Yeah, okay. Alright, thank you.
So I just, yeah,
Yeah, maybe.
okay, so what I understand is that you're lowering the price for the chargers in the village, correct?
The level 2 chargers, which are the
Level two.
smaller chargers.
Thank you. And how will the people know that the prices are going down? Now, you're lowering the prices because you don't have, you drop, when you put the first initial, when you were, I believe initially they were free, so to speak. No, it's free.
The Power Authority was paying for them initially, they stopped paying for them. So right now, what we do is we shoot for a break-even point.
Yep.
So with maintenance, replacement, cost of power, we try to break even. As we looked at the last year, we were slightly above, so now we're going to reduce it so we hit that break-even point.
Okay, thank you. Now you're
So-
gonna, how do you let all the people that use them, or everybody in the village?
The people who use the app, which is the only way to charge off of them, shows the price.
How about the people that use the app but don't anymore because the price was too high? How will they?
They can still look at there's
So
a
with the
ton of
price.
different applications, apps that show available charging in the area, and it does show the prices.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, Julie.
I just wanted to ask a question about parking fees. Did you find over 2025 that people were compliant with the, effort to get them to move their vehicle, or were there very many people who left their vehicle and still had to pay parking fees? If you don't have the data today, that's totally okay. I understand.
I don't have the data for the parking versus, staying plugged in after they were done charging. I don't have that right in front of me. I can certainly,
Yeah, just
Get
send
that.
me an email.
so we don't know, if people stayed there, how long they stayed there after they were plugged in. I don't know of any issues that has caused, but I've heard of anything. I can get that data.
Well, and prior to having costs on them, there were no penalties, for people
Right.
staying. So
Right.
I would assume it's dropped significantly, but, if people don't care about paying it, then it might stay.
They did stay all day when there was no cost, it was just their parking spot, correct, that's accurate.
Further questions? All right, thank you. All right, next up would be the financials.
Good morning, we have the November 2025 financial report as well as the forecast for December 2025. If you recall, we're very seasonal in terms of as it gets colder, we end up with a loss because there's a lag in terms of when the revenue comes in. It comes in about 30 days later. So we'll end up making the profit in the springtime that makes up for this loss. So in November 2025, we had a loss of about $160,000. That is actually down compared to where we were at last November. We had about a $300,000 loss for the month of November in November 2024. So that's good news in terms of where we've balanced out to with the new rates in place. It's also good knowing that we've had the increase in usage, but we are forecasting that for December we'll have another significant loss for the month. In December, we had a net decrease of cash of $960,000. A good chunk of that was related to a ERS payment that's a one-time annual, or it's an annual payment that's a large dollar amount to pay for the employer contributions of employee retirement system for New York. So that reduces our cash. We also, as Matt mentioned, had higher kilowatt hour usage for the month of December. So we're forecasting that those usage costs to be higher for December, which results in a temporary loss that hopefully will be met up in the spring as we receive those revenues. altogether, it's generally consistent with what we've seen historically and relatively good news in terms of we've been able to mitigate some of the loss for the month of November.
Yep, and then higher usage in December based on temperatures, as was discussed earlier. Any questions? Okay, then I would entertain a motion to accept the financial reports.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous on that. All right, next up, I would entertain a motion to authorize payment of the vouchers.
So moved.
Run across the table.
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, next month, we're looking at a meeting on Monday, February 9th at 8 AM. Does that work for everyone? That will be planned. All right, any other topics we should discuss? Otherwise, we need to move into executive session.
Well, when does the fiscal year end?
So it ends May 31st of each year.
All right, then I would entertain a motion to enter into executive session to discuss the employment history of particular individuals.
So moved.
Second.